Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's reads. Just a quick couple of things before we get into it. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca. I like to put that out there in case somebody's pirating my stuff. It happens once in a while. It happens to all of us, it seems, one sooner or later. I also do in-person readings in Herkimer, New York. So if you're near Herkimer, New York, feel free to shoot me an email to see if you can get a time slot for that. I have an Instagram that's below that shows my current pricing. Of course, if you would like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. The donation information is also below if you just want to send a donation, which I very much appreciate. That being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sagittarius? 9 of Cups. I have to work with somebody. I have to do it. Okay. I have to do it. It's not like I'm against them, but I'm struggling working with somebody, struggling with it. And there's a good energy around you. Maybe I'm questioning why I'm doing something. Is it the right thing to do? Oh, there's success there. That's interesting. So I feel like I'm working with somebody and I'm not really sure that it's working out. There's some type of conflict here. Like, whatever the situation is, I feel like getting into it, it felt like it was the right thing to do. Where are my glasses? There we go. What is this? King of Swords reversed. Communication didn't work out as good as well as possible. Communication did not come across as smoothly as possible. There's a lot of where this started, there was a lot of excitement. But it didn't quite form the way I thought it was going to form. And it seemed like, at least at the time, it was a good idea. This might be more retrospective. At the time, it didn't seem bad at all. But currently, it's kind of like, I don't know that this actually was a good idea. That's where I'm currently looking at it. Like, I don't know if this was the best idea. And I'm not really sure how tied into it I am at the moment. But I'm starting to question whether this is a good idea or not. Even though I do think you've been doing well with it. Whatever it is. Which is interesting. Maybe it's just not going where you thought it would go, or it's not feeling how you thought it would feel. I'm having a hard time staying locked into it. And I'm starting to question maybe this was a bad idea. Doesn't mean it was, but maybe I'm having some self-doubts. Kind of like maybe this wasn't the best idea. Even though it's not really going that bad, but I'm very conflicted about something. And I'm feeling like I'm being tied down. I feel like that's part of the conflict. I'm being tied down and I'm wondering, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I think this is where the conflict is. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Is that why I'm here? Because I feel like I'm supposed to be here? And if I'm supposed to be here, why do I feel like this? Something is not... It's like that song. It's like hearing a song you really like, but it's out of tune. Like hearing your favorite musician in person, but something is out of tune. Maybe the musician is singing it correctly, but there's something here that's out of tune. It's kind of like, I usually love this song, but it just doesn't sound right. It's just not hitting like it normally is. And I'm kind of conflicted. Like, maybe did I not really like this song? Did I just like it when, like, I was partying with my friends and I just liked it because it was a part of the atmosphere, a part of the moment? Like, I'm starting to question, like, this is a good idea. I thought this was a good idea at one point, right? I did like this at one point, right? I'm questioning, like, my history with the situation is what I'm getting. And this is the thing about circle cards. They come in, like, they don't come in flat right up and down usually. Some of these did, though, ironically. But this one didn't. for the most part, I'm very happy with the atmosphere and the connections I have with this situation. For the most part, there are some rough edges. There are some rough edges. But for the most part, I feel like realistically, I like it. Realistically. Like it was never gonna be perfect. That just wasn't gonna happen. But I like it for what it is. But I'm feeling like I'm starting to again feel like I'm trapped with it. Push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. What is this? 3 of Wands. I'm considering letting it go. But I'm also very affected with how is that going to affect what comes next in my life? How's that going to affect what I'm leaving behind? If I do. Or if I double down and get more deeper into it, how's that going to affect my life? How's that going to affect the situation? This feels very like I can't get my footing. I just can't get my footing. And I hate to say it, but maybe at this point you're maybe not supposed to. Not just yet. Not just yet. Maybe this is purposeful. It feels very uncomfortable though. So I kind of cringe that I'm saying that, but maybe it's purposeful. Because it does not feel good. It feels like the situation is against me. But I don't want to create upset if I don't have to. And I do feel like if I make this decision, I do feel like I'm creating some level of upset. I keep questioning it. Like, I don't know if I want to move on or not. I feel like some days I'm like, nah, I'm done. Other days I'm like, no, but I just would really be unhappy if I didn't have this in my life. I would miss it. I would feel like something was missing. I think that's why I keep going back and forth. Like, with this, is this my, like, am I supposed to be a part of this? Have I done enough? Was I supposed to and I'm done? Is there more to come? I keep questioning it. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Are we going to get an answer? That's a good question. It's a great question. Oh, so this one's upside down. All right, this one's flat out upside down. Around you in the environment, I feel like people maybe just expect certain things from you. The Fool upside down is like, I feel like it's expectations that people are they just expect certain things. It's worked this far. It's gone this way this far. It's gone like this so far. This is how it's been so far. So far, so far, so far. This is how it has been. This is how it is. This is how it will be. I don't think people are looking too closely, realizing that you're considering what you're considering. And that's, I'm getting a backup card. Is like, that's good because you don't need that influence right now. You need to decide what you need. You need to decide where you stand. It's for you to decide, not for other people to decide. Even though there's a lot of obligations and responsibilities here, you're meant to look deeper into how you feel. It doesn't mean you're going to do this, doesn't mean you're going to do that, but it means you need to come to terms with how you truly feel and then go into the deeper level, why? How do I actually feel? Where do I actually want to be? And then go a little deeper with why. And that might be a thing. There's history coming around. History. Okay, so a lot of good energy comes in at once, and I get that. The Sun, the Death card, and the Six of Wands, all in the environment. There's history here. It feels to me like there's levels of history. When I say that, take it with a grain of salt. But it's almost like I know them, so I know this situation this far in this life, but maybe there's other situations in this life that also mirror this pattern. And I'm a person, I believe in multiple past lives. So you might have other connections here that are just not surface level known. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. Maybe you realize it, maybe you don't. But there's levels of history here. I keep getting there's like levels of history. And I feel like there's an event or something going on here. It feels like an event. It doesn't have to be an event, but it's like something significant that like kind of really brings it around where I've done this before. I've gone through this before. How do I feel about it this time around? How does it feel this time? How does it feel when we're doing it this time? It seems like it's an event. It doesn't have to be. General read, you know how that goes. this is not going to solve the, this isn't going to solve it either. This is meant to be another stepping stone. Do I dare? I feel like there's this weird energy where I'm trying to make a quick decision, or I'm trying to get to the point. I'm trying to get to the point. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to solve it. And I understand that. It makes sense because this energy is not comfortable, what I keep getting. It makes sense why you'd want to solve it. But they're saying, the answer is not going to come just yet. I feel like over the next few months, you're going to have an evolution because life might be changing for you. You got that death card over here. I feel like they're saying over the next few months, sorry, but this is how it's going, you might want to strip this down to the basics. And one of the basics are people safe? This is saying they are. Are people going to be okay with whatever? Like, I feel like that might be actually a factor for you that might be holding you back and causing you some roadblocks. What happens for this one if I do this? What happens for this one if I do that? And I feel like if you look at a few of them, you don't have to look at every one of them, you'll start to see similar answers to where, all right, if I walk away from this, this person will do this. If I stay with this person will do that. And you'll see it kind of repeat through similar themes. It's not meant to give you your answer, but it's meant to kind of like bring down the stress energy a little bit. Kind of like, all right, they're going to live. They'll be all right. One foot in front of the other, they'll be fine. If I make this choice and move away from this situation, they'll be fine. If I stay with it, they'll still be fine. It's meant to be a stress reducer. Like, okay, this will happen or that'll happen. Some people need to kind of think it out that way. Even though you don't want other people to influence your decision, maybe just looking at it deep enough to know they will be okay, for you to analytically go there, kind of like they'll be okay. This is what will happen, or that's where they could go, or this is how that could go. So that'll be okay. That might show up. That'll bring you into your next level. The ending of something is happening. That death card feels kind of literal. Even though the death card is not night, the way the cards look in this deck, it looks like we're going from day to night. There's a change coming in here. And over the next 3 to 4 months, I feel like there's a major change coming in. Some of you may realize it's coming, others of you may not. But whatever this situation is, it seems to be heading towards that change. This question seems to get answered when this change comes about. And I feel like they're trying to prepare you and trying to get you to think it out before you get there. So you're going to kind of have a good idea what you want to do when it happens. Because I feel like we're going into some type of transition. These two cards together make me feel like it's good, but especially because they reiterated at the end, this is a success card. This is meant to lead you to your next level of success, your next phase of success, if you will. And there's a lot going on, a lot that has to happen. There's a lot of communication that's yet to be seen. Information, things coming your way have not shown up yet. It's almost like, I know a couple Sagittarians that are kind of intuitive, one in fact is very intuitive, very. It may just be like the way that you're making peace with something before it happens. Are these both pentacles? They are. It's the 10 and the Queen. You're going into your next phase soon, within the next 3 to 4 months. If this reading is hitting in the next 3 to 4 months, you're going into your next phase. I have a feeling you're going to restructure this situation, and it's going to look different. After this change comes in, you're going to restructure it, and it's going to look different. The bigger point of this whole process is to decide, when you restructure it, what do you want to keep and what do you want to move on? Because you don't have to keep it all. It may seem like right now you have to keep it all, but you don't. And you'll see that more as time goes forward. This is just where you're meant to go. It's purposeful the way it's playing out. It doesn't have to be horrible, but I feel like once I accept that, like, things are going to start happening and I'm not going to see them, it's not going to make sense till it actually happens. It's kind of like, I know some relatives from out of town are coming in, but I don't know what ones, and I don't know what we're going to have to do about that. I don't even know if they're going to be staying at my place. I don't know what we're going to be doing about that, but I'm just going to try to make sure that I have the time ready, and I'll try to think of things I want to do, and we'll just see how it plays out when they get here. It kind of feels like that. you're going into your next phase, next 3 to 4 months. I don't know why that's so specific, but it feels very specific to me. And this is a general read, so take it with a grain of salt. You're heading towards it. I feel like, just to be fair, because this is a general read, you're heading towards your next phase in life. It doesn't have to be within 3 or 4 months. I just seem to be very hell bent on that. But it's coming. It's coming. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.